Cooking a traditional Slovenian potica inspired by Melania Trump. Camera opens to a bright, cozy kitchen. The walls are adorned with colorful Slovenian patterns, and traditional music plays softly in the background. Fresh ingredients are spread out on the countertop, and I walk in wearing an apron with Slovenian embroidery. Hey there, lovely people. Welcome back to my channel. It's so great to see all your smiling faces again, or, well, to imagine them. Today, I've got something super exciting planned. We're going on a little culinary adventure to Slovenia. Yup, that's right, the beautiful, scenic country where former First Lady Melania Trump hails from. So, I was thinking the other day about how amazing it is that food can bring us together from all corners of the world. And I thought, why not explore a traditional Slovenian recipe that's not only delicious but also steeped in history and culture? That's when I stumbled upon Potica, pronounced Potica. Ever heard of it? If not, you're in for a real treat. Word on the street is that this delectable pastry even made its way into the White House kitchen. Can you imagine? Anyway, enough chit-chat. Let's roll up our sleeves and get baking. Screen transitions to a montage of stunning Slovenian landscapes, majestic mountains, serene lakes like Lake Bled, quaint villages with terracotta roofs, and bustling farmers' markets brimming with fresh produce. Before we dive into the recipe, let's take a quick tour of Slovenia. It's this picturesque gem tucked away in Central Europe, bordered by Italy, Austria, Hungary, and Croatia. Slovenian cuisine is like the best kind of fusion. You get the hearty comfort foods from Austria, the rich flavors from Hungary, and that fresh Mediterranean flair from Italy and the Adriatic Sea. Think hearty stews, homemade breads, fresh cheeses, and, of course, delicious pastries like potica. Images of traditional Slovenian dishes appear on screen: zagonki, cornmeal mush, kranjska klobasa, karniolan sausage, and more. And let's not forget, Slovenia takes great pride in their wine production. They have some seriously good vinos up there. It's a country that may be small in size but is huge in heart and flavor. So, let's talk potica. Feast your eyes on this. Gorgeous, right? Holds up a beautifully baked potica. Potica is more than just a pastry, it's a labor of love. It's traditionally made for holidays like Easter and Christmas, but honestly, it's perfect anytime you want to impress your friends and family. Picture this. A soft, slightly sweet bread rolled up with a rich, nutty filling that's just bursting with flavor. Every slice reveals these beautiful swirls that not only look amazing but taste incredible. I read somewhere that there are over 80 different fillings that Slovenians use for potica. Everything from tarragon to poppy seeds to cottage cheese. Today, we're going with a classic walnut filling, which is one of the most popular versions. And who knows, maybe this was a favorite of Melania's when she was growing up in Sevnica. Time to gather our ingredients. Trust me, having everything laid out beforehand makes the process so much smoother. Camera pans over the ingredients neatly organized on the countertop. For the dough, all-purpose flour, about 3½ cups. This will give us that perfect dough texture. Active dry yeast, 1 packet or about 2¼ teaspoons. Milk, 1 cup, warmed up. We're using it to activate our yeast. Sugar, 1/4 cup, to add a hint of sweetness to our dough. Eggs, 2 large ones, beaten. Butter, 4 tablespoons, melted. Butter adds richness and moisture. Salt, just a pinch to balance everything out. For the filling, ground walnuts, 2 cups. The star of our filling, honey, ½ cup, for natural sweetness and that lovely sticky texture. Brown sugar, 1/4 cup, because why not? Cinnamon, 1 teaspoon, for warmth and depth. Raisins, ½ cup, totally optional but highly recommended. Lemon zest, the zest of 1 lemon. It adds a fresh zing. Vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon, because vanilla makes everything better. Quick tip. If you can, get your hands on fresh, high-quality ingredients. It really makes a difference, especially in recipes like this where simplicity shines. And hey, don't stress if you're missing something. Cooking should be fun. Feel free to substitute or omit ingredients based on what you have or what you like. Alright, aprons on. Let's make some dough. Asterisk. Activating the yeast. Asterisk. First up, we need to get our yeast activated. Think of yeast like a sleeping organism. We need to wake it up gently. Warm up your milk until it's lukewarm. Not hot. You don't want to kill the yeast. Around 110 degrees Fahrenheit is perfect. Add a teaspoon of sugar to the milk. This is like breakfast for the yeast. Then, sprinkle your active dry yeast over the milk. Let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes. You'll start to see it get foamy and bubbly. That's how you know it's alive and kicking. Asterisk. Mixing the dough. Asterisk. While the yeast is waking up, let's get our dry ingredients ready. In a large mixing bowl, combine your flour, remember, 3½ cups, a quarter cup of sugar, and that pinch of salt. Make a well in the center of your dry mix. Now, pour in your 2 beaten eggs, the melted butter, and your now frothy yeast mixture. Stir it all together until it starts to come together into a soft dough. If it's feeling a bit too sticky, sprinkle in a little more flour. If it's too dry, add a splash of milk. Dough can be finicky depending on the weather, so don't be afraid to adjust. Asterisk. Kneading. Asterisk. Time to get physical. Knead the dough for about 8 to 10 minutes. Just push it away with the heel of your hand, fold it over, rotate, and repeat. This step is super important. It develops the gluten, which gives our bread structure and that lovely chewy texture. You'll know it's ready when the dough is smooth, elastic, and springs back when you poke it. Form the dough into a ball and place it into a lightly greased bowl. Cover it with a clean kitchen towel or some plastic wrap. Now, find a cozy spot for it to rise. Ideally somewhere warm and draft-free. I like to put mine in the oven with just the light on. That creates the perfect environment. Let it rise for about an hour, or until it's doubled in size. If your kitchen is cooler, it might take a little longer. Time-lapse shot of the dough rising. While our dough is having its beauty rest, let's make that irresistible walnut filling. Asterisk. Combining ingredients. Asterisk. In a mixing bowl, start with your 2 cups of ground walnuts. Toasting nuts enhances their flavor. Like I mentioned earlier, toasting the walnuts beforehand really amps up their flavor. Just spread them on a baking sheet and pop them in a 350-degree oven for about 8 minutes. Let them cool, then grind them up. Add half a cup of honey to the nuts. Next, in goes our quarter cup of brown sugar. Sprinkle in a teaspoon of cinnamon. Add the zest of 1 lemon. The citrus notes brighten everything up. Pour in a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And if you're team raisin, toss in that half cup now. Stir it all up until you have a thick, spreadable paste. Shows the consistency with a spoon. If it's too thick, you can add a tablespoon or 2 of warm milk to loosen it up. Give it a taste test. After all, cook's privilege. Tastes the filling and closes eyes in delight. Yum, sweet, nutty, with a hint of spice and citrus. Perfect. Guess what? Our dough has risen beautifully. Look at this. Shows the risen dough. Asterisk. Rolling out the dough. Asterisk. Punch down the dough gently to release the gases. Now, we're going to roll it out into a large rectangle. Aim for about a 1/4 inch thickness. Take your time with this step. We want it nice, and even so our Potica rolls up beautifully. Asterisk. Adding the filling. Asterisk. Spread your walnut filling evenly over the dough, leaving about a 1/2 inch border all around. This ensures the filling doesn't spill out when we roll it. Asterisk. Rolling and shaping. Asterisk. Starting from the long side closest to you, begin to roll the dough away from you into a tight log. Try to keep it as tight as possible without tearing the dough. Once it's all rolled up, pinch the seams and the ends to seal everything in. Asterisk. Shaping to fit the pan. Asterisk. I'm using a bundt pan today because I love the traditional ring shape it gives. Carefully place your dough log into the pan, connecting the ends to form a circle. Cover the pan again and let it rise for another 30 minutes. This second rise gives the Potica a lovely light texture. Patience, my friends. Good things come to those who wait. The moment we've been waiting for, time to bake. Asterisk. Preheating the oven. Asterisk. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, or 175 degrees Celsius. Place your Potica on the middle rack. It's going to bake for about 50 to 60 minutes. Keep an eye on it after the 40-minute mark. If you notice it's browning too quickly on top, just cover it loosely with some foil. This prevents it from getting too dark while the inside finishes baking. While it's baking, feel free to do a little happy dance. You've earned it, or, start cleaning up. But dancing is more fun. Alright, let's take a peek. Opens the oven and takes out the potica. Asterisk. Removing from the oven. Asterisk. Carefully set it on a cooling rack and let it rest in the pan for about 15 minutes. Trust me, I know it's hard to wait, but this helps it set. Now, let's turn it out. Places a plate over the bundt pan and inverts it. Moment of truth. Lifts the pan to reveal the potica. Yay, it came out perfectly. Let it cool completely before slicing to make sure the filling doesn't ooze out. Once it's cool, grab a sharp serrated knife and slice away. Asterisk. Presentation. Asterisk. For that extra touch, dust the top with powdered sugar. Sprinkles powdered sugar over the potica. Isn't it just picture perfect? Almost too pretty to eat, almost. Time to taste. Takes a generous bite and savors it. Oh wow, the dough is so soft and tender, almost melting in your mouth. The filling is rich and nutty, perfectly sweet with that lovely hint of lemon and cinnamon. The raisins add these little bursts of sweetness. Seriously, this is comfort food at its finest. You know, making this potica has been such a rewarding experience. It feels like I've connected with a piece of Slovenian culture and history. It's amazing how a recipe can carry so much tradition and bring people together across the globe. Food truly is a universal language. Thinking that Melania Trump might have grown up enjoying this same treat makes it even more special. It just goes to show, no matter where we come from, good food is something we all cherish. Well, my friends, that's a wrap on our Slovenian Potica adventure. Thank you so much for joining me today. I had an absolute blast making this with you. I hope this inspires you to step out of your culinary comfort zone and try something new. If you make this potica, please share your photos and experiences. Tag me on Instagram at your handle or use the hashtag #PoticaParty. I love seeing your creations. And let me know in the comments, what's a traditional recipe from your culture that you hold dear? I'd love to hear your stories. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, it really helps me out. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And ring that notification bell so you never miss out on any of my future kitchen adventures. Until next time, keep cooking, keep exploring, and keep sharing the love. Bye for now. Blows a kiss to the camera.